Give us your elevator pitch.
Sure. Well, I work for a company called thinQ, and we are both a communications platform and a set of APIs that really deliver a better way for our customers to power their voice and text messaging applications through the power of the cloud.
Can you describe your role?
Here at thinQ, I'm the director of marketing, very lean team, which is why I always look for technology tools to really help me do my job and do it well. And obviously, one of the most important tools that we have is Leadfeeder to make sure that we can unmask our website visitors and then be able to enrich those using a tool called Seamless and get messaging out to folks that are touching our site so that they can understand who thinQ is, the services that we offer, and obviously add it into our prospect and our sales flow to actually help me meet my pipeline and my MSA goals every month.
Why did you choose Leadfeeder?
We made a substantial, almost $100,000 investment in a really big SEO project right after I came on board at thinQ. And we knew right away that if we were going to make that investment, one of the things we had to do was once the Google search impressions were going to go on the rise over the next 18 months, which is the average return on an SEO project, we needed to unmask every single visitor that was coming to the website. So originally, I was looking at adding HubSpot to my tool set as I was entering year 2 of my tenure here at thinQ. And HubSpot has sort of that kind of basic technology built in, but I had read and sort of on my own realized that the tool doesn't do a very good job of unmasking folks who hit the site, that the hit rate is much smaller. And having worked with Leadfeeder in the past, I wanted to make sure I had the best possible tools. So that's why we turned on Leadfeeder pretty much immediately as soon as I was able to secure the funds to do it, and have really been making significant headway on my marketing goals with the help of Leadfeeder.
What was the most obvious advantage you felt our product offered during the sales process?
Yeah, I think Leadfeeder, the biggest thing that it brings to us is, the largest number of unmasked website visitors that we can get. And that's maybe on its own, maybe not sort of the most compelling reason why we purchased it, but it's also the ability to set up feeds and make sure that we can get folks who meet certain criteria and filters, over to our sales team very quickly. So one of the ways we do that is we actually have a Slack integration set up so that if certain folks are hitting certain pages on our site, we have a pricing page, we have a get a demo page. As soon as people hit those, we make sure that that our account executives see that in real time, and then they're able to round robin and cherry pick those. Obviously, if they fill in the form and it comes in another way, we reconcile those two things together. But the tool does a fantastic job of unmasking folks. We can set up custom alerts. We can use, that Slack integration to make sure we're alerting the right people. And I really, for the type of tool that it is, to make sure that you're making the most out of your website visitors outside of doing deep dives into Google Analytics, which nobody wants to do, it's really worth its weight in gold, I think, because I'm already spending lots and lots of other dollars on other marketing projects that are driving net new visitors to my website. I have to know who those people are to the best of my ability, and Leadfeeder helps make that a reality.
Were there any other advantages you discovered after using the product more regularly?
I think after having had Leadfeeder for a few months and using it for sort of the basic unmasking is when we really started to set up some custom feeds. One of them was, again, if customers or potential customers were coming to our site and hitting specific pages or sets of pages, I was able to set up custom alerts, both for myself, but also for the sales team to trigger follow-ups, whether that's putting them into a sort of a marketing sequence, enriching them, and then putting them into a sequence, or having the salespeople do that part and then put it into their sequences. Those sort of custom triggers and alerts were something we weren't using right out of the box, but after a couple months, that allowed us to get more value out of the product.
How has our product impacted your core metrics? Give us some stats.
I couldn't produce the inbound lead flow at thinQ that I do without the help of Leadfeeder. And it goes hand in hand not only with the basic core functionality of Leadfeeder, but also I'm tying it with something else called G2, which many of you may recognize. Used to be called G2 Crowd. G2 is a site where folks that are shopping for different types of software can go to look at reviews and sort of pick up product information about all the leaders in each field. And thinQ shows up on 2 different pages, cloud communications and unified communications as a service. And what that unmasks for us are people who are actively in a sales cycle for a product like thinQ offers, voice and messaging in the cloud. And what we were able to do is using Zapier, take our lead feeder information of the folks who were hitting our website and the native connections that we had into G2, pull both sets of folks on a daily basis into sort of two sets of views, and then sort of data mine them to say, with some logic, that if a customer is hitting certain pages on G2 and they've been to our website, thank you for Leadfeeder for unmasking them, we're able to score them based on their activity on the G2 site and our website. And what that does is when my inbound sales development rep comes in the morning, that's the first thing he does is he pulls up that view. It runs at about 7 a.m. And he says, oh, there are 6 companies that are brand new to hitting thinQ.com, and they've been shopping on G2 on those 2 categories. He instantly, that's the first thing he does in the morning, is assigns those to an account executive for follow-up. Everybody else kind of gets filtered by ideal customer profile, and we have sequences in HubSpot and something called Outreach, which is a great tool for our sales team, where we get everybody sequenced on literally a daily basis. So this is kind of at the core of the marketing that we're doing here at thinQ. And we've actually been doing that routinely now. We're all caught up for the last, it's been just over 30 days now. And I'm excited to say that if I look at the meetings that were set with the combination of Leadfeeder and G2, we've had 11 meetings set during the last 30 days that we can attribute to that. We have 8 of those 11 were completed meetings. 3 of them are in different sales stages, sort of stage 2 through 6, on their way to hopefully closing. And again, I can give G2 credit for 3 of those meetings because they directly came from G2. But the rest of them, the other 8, are because of Leadfeeder. So that's the kind of activity that I need to be able to, show my bosses that Leadfeeder and G2 are actually impacting the bottom line of thinQ. And I could absolutely say that this new process of tying data together and being intelligent about the follow-up and quick is presenting some really early stages and signs that it's going to definitely impact my MSA goals. I'm happy to say that, in Q1 of this year, we surpassed our goal by almost 30%. And I'm really hopeful that, again, here we are in Q2, that we're going to see the same level of breaking through barriers with the help of Leadfeeder and G2 tying that data together.
What is your advice to others who might be considering our product?
I think any sort of, SaaS company, enterprise company, no matter what kind of a company you run, if you're relying on your website to bring in visitors that you want to convert into pipeline and potential customers, you need a tool like Leadfeeder to unmask them and give you and your marketing and sales teams the ability to follow up very quickly. And I can say, without any doubt, having used several of these tools, including HubSpot, to try to accomplish that same goal, no other tool than Leadfeeder can unmask this number of companies, give us the tools that we need to sort and sort of delegate those on a daily basis to our teams, and give us the data that we need to really make sure that we could take action on the folks who hit our website. And again, we're not relying on people filling in a form here. We just really need to be able to see, who is hitting the site with the highest hit rate possible, being able to sort them by country, by industry type. All that data is available inside of Leadfeeder, and then get them to the right people at the right time on a daily basis. I couldn't do my job at thinQ as the head of marketing without Leadfeeder. And again, we're using it every single day.